Hey everybody, my favorite time of the year is back. College football. Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue Riot. Man, I don't know what y'all, man. Every time I see and hear that intro, it just makes me want to hunt down a free safety and just give him the business. That's what I'm talking about. I realize this guy better calm down. Woo, sorry about that, folks. I get a little carried away from time to time. So listen, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. For all the new folks that are tuning in, I'd like to invite y'all, come on in. Hey listen, we'd like to have a really good time on this show. I pull from antics from time to time, but I would like to ask you if you're new to the show, and if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, ding that bell, and then when you get the options after you ding the bell, hit all. We're also on social media. Check us out on all forms of social media. We're doing YouTube Shorts quite a bit now, and TikTok as well. So listen, let's just go ahead and jump right on into this. As you very well know, at the opening of the show, I do my smoking five picks and then I do my picking game. So let's go ahead with my smoking five picks. So here we go. Coming in at number 5 this week, we got the LSU Tigers. Coming in at number 4 this week, we've got the Penn State Nittany Lions. Coming in at number 3 this week, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coming in at number 2 this week, the Georgia Bulldogs. And do we have a new number 1 this week? Did Delaware survive? I don't think they did. We have a brand new number 1 this week. Everybody give it up for the Akron Zips. Brand new number 1 in the land, college football. All right, let's go ahead and go to my picking game. Now the picking game's going to be a little bit different this week, all right? This game's going to be on Thursday night. And we have the Marshall Thundering Herd taking on the Appalachian State Mountaineers. So who do I have in that game? Let's just do this. We got the Marshall Thundering Herd. That's my pick. Marshall's going to roll on. Giddy up. So I tell you what, let's just go ahead and bounce on into the food, what we got going on here. Now the first 3 weeks, we did more of kind of like the main appetizer type deal. This time what we're doing dips. We're doing 3 different kind of dips. Dip number 1, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing a sausage cream cheese dip. A sausage dip. Man, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Taste Tester absolutely just loves this dip. And every time when she knows her daddy is making this dip, she goes ballistic. She'll eat the whole thing almost by herself for Brazil. Dip number 2, we're going to be making a caramelized onion, French onion dip. This thing is so good. I'm telling you, this is delectable. It's very delicious. Dip number 3, we're going to be making a bourbon cheese dip. Now, most folks make a beer cheese dip. Basically the same thing, except we're going to use bourbon. And I'm going to show you a trick on how this will be so silky smooth and so creamy. Just delectable. So I tell you what, man, let's just go ahead and push the ball deep and take the top off the defense. Let's get this going. Giddy up. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into making this sausage dip. All right, so you'll want to take a block of softened cream cheese and put in there. Then you're going to want to take a 10-ounce can of rotel and put that in there. All right, now after all that gets in there, you're going to want to take your spatula. One reason why we wanted to soften cream cheese, this is going to help the cream cheese break down a little bit faster. You just want to take whatever tool you're using, spoon, fork, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So just mix that about in there. You're going to want to top this and then just let this sit on high by itself. Now we're on to step 2, the sausage. Now go ahead and put a 1-pound roll of sausage in your skillet here. Cook it on medium. Now this is a regular roll of sausage. Now this sausage dip is best made with maple sausage. Well, I can't find maple sausage anywhere. So at the end of this, I'm going to show you how we're going to remedy that to get the same flavor. Alright, so this sausage is looking pretty good, so let's go ahead and transfer this on over to our little crock pot. Alright, so with our crock pot on low, we're going ahead and transfer this sausage. Now, this sausage really didn't have much fat in it at all, So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. All right, now I told you earlier that we like to use maple sauces for this, but we can't find it, okay? So the remedy that taste tester and I have for this is pancake syrup. Any flavor you want, all right? So we just douse it with pancake syrup. So I pour in, I'm going to say about 1/3 of a cup, maybe even close to 1/2 a cup. So now all you're going to want to do, you're just going to take your spoon, get in there and mix it all up, put the top on this, and let this sit for at least an hour. If you have 1.5 hours, do 1.5 hours. And you're going to want to check on this for like every 20 minutes and just stir it up. And then that's ready to go. All right, so for our next dip, the caramelized onion, French onion dip. Yeah, you guessed it. You're going to have to start with a lot of onions. A lot of onions. Thankfully, I've pre-sliced those. However, I want to show you how we slice this onion because it's a little bit different. So you just start out like you would with any other onions. Cut the ends off of them. Cut it down the center. And then peel everything. Now's where it gets a little bit different because usually when you slice the onion, you go this way. Okay? We're not going to do that. We're going to slice it this way. This is going to help the onion to stay a little bit more whole and it necessarily won't turn to mush while it cooks. So your slices, you don't want super thick, you don't want super thin. So you just go down through there, slice it like so, just have at it. Let me give you a tip when slicing onions. You definitely want a sharp knife because sharp knives tends to not bother you as much, the onion juice messing your eyes up and all that good jazz. So you just do that. As you can see, it's sliced differently. So there you go. All right, now let's add some things to this. Let's hit this with some oil. Oh, you also want your pan on high. Let's hit it with a little bit of salt. Now don't go crazy with the salt, okay? And then you want probably around 6 ounces of water. So that's roughly about 6 ounces. So put this on high and cover it, and in 15 minutes, check it. Now on to the dip. So listen, this dip doesn't take but just a very few minutes to throw together, okay? Now also, make this ahead of time so it can chill in the refrigerator, everything get in there and just hang out, get all happy. Also with the caramelized onions, if you get a chance to do it the day before, that's awesome because they really need to be cool. Because when they come out, you're going to chop them up and you don't want like hot onions going into this dip. So you definitely want to cool them first, okay? So for this dip, here's what we got going on. First we got like 2 tablespoons of chives. Then we're going to add 16 ounces of sour cream. Use whatever brand you want, but whatever brand you use, go ahead and do like the full flavor, not the fat-free stuff. Hey, let's make this the real deal. All right, we're not skimping on flavor and stuff during football season. All right, so after that, then go ahead and add a 5.3 ounce container of vanilla yogurt. It kind of tames the sour cream down a little bit, and I just like the taste of it. It's pretty good. Alright, so let's add that to the mix. Now after that, hit it with a little bit of salt. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. Then let's give it a little bit of pepper to it. Once again, a little bit, not a whole lot. Now let's go ahead and whisk this all together. And once you get done with this, we will go ahead and put this in the refrigerator and we will let this all chill out. And then we'll add the caramelized onions to it. Alright, so after 15 minutes, our onions are looking pretty good. Get on down in there and start mixing it up. Get some of that char off the bottom. Mix all that up. So, I probably should have only done this for like 10 minutes. I may have went like 5 minutes too long. So I think I'm going to turn the heat down on this a little bit. Maybe add a little bit more water. Now, you will want to cook this uncovered until these are fully caramelized. Alright, these onions have been about 10 minutes. I'm going to check them again. Man, listen, let me give you a hint about cooking these onions. Don't check on these things every 2 minutes. Alright, I should probably actually let it go longer than 10 minutes. If you check on them like constantly, they're not going to get the time nor the heat to do what they need to do. Alright, they need this large surface area to cook them, shrivel down, and get all this moisture out of it. So, leave them alone. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes this time. And yeah, those few extra minutes help. Part of this is starting to really break down really well. Starting to lose a lot more of the liquid. So we're going to crunch this back out or spread it back out. And we're going to let this go another 15 minutes, then we'll check on it then. Alright, these onions are looking really good. This is about as far down I think as I can caramelize. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I've got a chilled bowl right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these onions out and I'm going to put them in this chilled bowl and I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. Alright, we got everything cooled down now. So let's take our onion mixture. I'm going to put it on this cutting board. Get all that out of there. Now we're going to take our knife. Just going to chop it. We're going to chop it front and back, sideways, all that good jazz. We're going to get this diced up pretty good. Then when we do that, we're going to throw it in our ranch mixture. So now we'll just take our mixture, we'll throw it in here. May not use all of it, I don't know. But anyway, all there is now to do is just throw it in there, stir it up. If you need the rest of it, throw it in there. Alright, now on to the final dip of the day, the bourbon cheese dip. This one goes by pretty quickly. Alright, so on low heat, we are starting out with a half a cup of heavy whipping cream and 1 egg yolk. So what you want to do, you just want to go in here and just mix it up. Remember, you want this on low. You don't want to cook the egg yolk. You just want everything to incorporate together. Now while that's incorporating, we'll add a little bit of salt. We're going to kick it up. We're going to use cayenne pepper. And we're going to throw in a little bit of garlic. Alright, we'll give this a stir about. You want to let this come up to where it's just barely bubbling, a very small simmer. Now to that we will add about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and we're going to add 3 ounces of bourbon. So that is pretty much all of our ingredients. We're going to let this mix up really well, get nice and warm, just where it barely bubbles. Then we're going to add our sharp cheddar cheese, 8 ounces. All right, this has come together very nicely. We're getting ready to get this off in just a few minutes, and we're going to taste all of our dips. All right, so here are our dips. This is our French onion dip. We have our beer cheese dip, and we have taste tester's favorite, the sausage dip. So let's go ahead and give these a try. All right, let's go ahead and get at it. First one I'm getting in is the sausage dip. Oh yes. Taste tester gonna like that. We've got a flag on the play. We've got targeting. This guy's gonna target that dip again. Yeah, I'm going in. I'm gonna try one of these hickeys. French baguette. I toasted it just a little bit. Okay. That's pretty good. Now, taste tester's home from school, so she's standing right over there watching. She's ready to get in this thing, so I'm going to go ahead and bring taste tester on in. All right, come on in, taste tester. Taste tester brought her own bag. Have at it. She's putting that scoop to the test. Taste tester loves Daddy's dip. Yes. Hey, when you've got a 12-year-old daughter and you get one of those, you're thankful for that. Taste tester likes it. All right. She went in with like one of those big backhoe type scoops. Boys, I believe taste tester's leaving the building. All right, go ahead. You can have a taste tester. All right, next we have our bourbon cheese dip. So I'm going in with a toasted naan bread. See how this hits it. Oh wow. Put a little garlic on this bread, sprayed it with a little bit of butter, put garlic on it. That's good. You get the bourbon, but that cheese is really good and it's so silky smooth. You can serve it these little pretzel skunkers or whatever. Looks kind of like chestnut. So we'll go with one of those. Huh? I'm gonna mess right there. That's really good. That's really smooth. I think I may have put a little bit too much cayenne pepper in it. It's talking to me along with the bourbon. Alright, so let's go ahead and in for this guy. This is caramelized onion, French onion dip. I'm ready to get on this. I've been waiting on this for a while. Got a little celery stick with it. Mmm. Ooh, that's impressive. I like that. That's quite the contrast to that. Most definitely. And I have to say with the sausage dip, I hit the syrup just right. It's got a hint of sweetness in it. Taste testers over killing them. Now, with this dip where it's a little thicker, got a little pita chip right here. So, I'm telling you, this is delectable. Let me tell you what I'm picking up in this dip. The vanilla yogurt. We didn't put a whole lot in it, but it stands out just a hint. It's kind of like when you first taste it, it's kind of like, oh wow, okay, I didn't expect that. So these were all three really good dips. They're three totally different dips. You could do all three of them or just choose one. Hey, it doesn't always have to be for football too. You just do this whenever you want to. So listen, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Keep on liking, subscribing, all that good jazz. I tell you, I can't wait till next week, man. So hey, listen, for all you football fans out there, barbecue bite fans, giddy up.